that the hottest anime out right now is Attack on Titan, and a lot of there's a lot of hype between amongst fans because this is the final season, and a lot of big things do happen. People who read the manga have already understood and they know exactly what's going to happen. But for the pure anime watchers, this right now is a thrill. The ride to get to where we are now in the episode. How many episodes are there now? Like 6 or 7? I think seven.
Seven, I think. Yeah.
I know Declaration of War was number 5 or 6, and then there was
2 more
Assault.
after that. Yeah, Assault.
Yeah, 2 more after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the latest episode, me and Simba had just finished watching it, or I watched it yesterday. Simba watched it yesterday as well.
Yeah.
And what we want to do is we want to discuss everything that's going on. So just before we get into, because me and Simba are going to dig around and talk about a few things, this is a spoiler alert. If you do not want to hear us talk about the anime, especially the last season, please, we ask that you speed forward to our next subject. But for people who don't care and for people who've already watched it and want to hear us talk about it, we are going to be talking about Attack on Titan, the latest season, and what we're up to now. So my question is to you, Simba, how are you enjoying the latest season of Attack on Titan?
Man, it's so good, eh? I love the fact that like the first half or like the first part of the latest season, like it just focused on Reiner and their little community, like what are they called? They called the oh, you can help me with this one. What are they called? They're oh man, I forgot. Anyway, yeah, it's just good to see that they're focusing on like Reiner and like the other three the other 3 Titans, like the
warriors.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Like they have people who are lined up to take their spot. Yeah. Like after when I don't know if they die or when they ready to hand it over, they have people who are lined up. And I found that quite interesting. That they actually have people ready to go if they need to transfer like the Beast Titan or like the Cart Titan or any of those guys. And like the hot topic that was going on at the time was in their like world was who's gonna take over the Armored Titan. It was between I forgot their names. It was between the girl and the boy.
It's Braun and I actually forgot the girl's name. But she's pretty prevalent in the current episode.
Yeah, bro, and she's real gutsy, man. Like I remember the episode where she went out to destroy like the tanks, those armored tanks.
Episode.
Yeah. And she just ran out and like, I'm gonna prove to you guys that I deserve to be the Armored Titan, and just walked out to the no man's land and just went out there for grenades. But oh my gosh, as soon as Eren came on the scene, man, I was like, I didn't even know he was there. I didn't even know that guy was him. Did you know that was him?
Yeah, I knew it was.
You knew? Oh, damn. Yeah. I was like looking at him, I was like, bro, who's this guy, bro? He looks like a scientist in my opinion, but like...
This is when... You're talking about when Broen runs up to him?
Yeah.
The first, and I knew it was him, sure.
Oh, you knew it was him? Oh, man. Yeah. I don't know if a lot of people knew it was him or if it was just me.
But it was smart. It was a smart play at it, right? Like how it kind of showed him falling on the ground and stuff, and then runs over to go and kind of help him up and stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, it's shucks, man.
Yeah.
And just after that, like after finding out that it was Eren, and then everyone rushing in from like you got Mikasa, you've got Levi, you've got like all the old guys from like the regiment and stuff, like they're all still there. Shit, man, it just went heavy from there. That declaration of war, and then that new Titan,
the Warhammer Titan.
We got to see that first thing, and like no one knew who it was even until then.
Yeah.
Shit, man, so much has happened, bro. I remember like after when Declaration of War came out, and every episode after that, the other 2 episodes, every time I'm watching it, I just can't contain myself. I'm just like, oh,
yeah, that's true.
Everything that happens, man, and like shoot, the latest episode, like the one where I just lost my shit was when what happened? It was when Levi.
This is when Levi showed up.
Yeah, he showed up, and when he showed up, he took out the Beast Titan. Remember when I think it was the jaw.
Yeah, he actually saved Eren. First time he saved Eren from the jaw titan trying to bite his neck.
Yeah. And then the jaw titan, he went over to go. I think he went somewhere. He got distracted. I forgot where he was running to, but he went somewhere. And then after that, like, you know, the cart titan was distracted, and all of a sudden, man, just that split second, Levi came up and just cut his neck, and I was like, oh. And then he like had a grenade as well.
Yeah.
And he just shit, man.
I don't think he's dead. I think that. Yeah.
I think he probably just chucked it and gapped it, but. And then, like, of course, you know, everyone was wondering, you know, where the hell is Iron Man? And then he shows up and just destroys all the boats and all that stuff in the harbor and shit, man. He was like, you know, it's kind of good to see that, you know, he's still trying to get used to the whole thing about being a Titan, and the fact that he just killed like people, like probably some innocents in there as well. Civilians, civilians. You know, and he was like, I remember like the subtitles, like, you know, oh, is this what you saw? You know, when you were the Colossal Titan. Yeah. So it's just, if I could just sum it up really quickly, I love the fact that they focused on like Reiner's, like, you know, then the Beast Titan, their community, and then, you know, it all kind of like they all clash like straight away, like from Declaration of War. And yeah, it was good. It set it up real nice, easing us into it, and now it's like the hype time. So be interesting to see what happens next episode with Reiner finally getting into the mix. Looks pretty pissed, Looks pretty pissed, but
Reiner's gonna fuck shit up. I'm telling you that, man.
I hope no one dies, man. I have a feeling someone's gonna die next episode, but yeah, we'll see. What do you reckon?
I think, before kind of dissecting the episodes, what I wanted to comment on was just the pacing in the story and how everything kind of flowed from the first episode of the new season to the last. And I agree with you. I really do love the fact that they focused on the people of Mali, and they focused on like they humanized the Malians. They kind of, because remember last season they kind of showed them as kind of like tyrants, people who. But people don't really know for people that don't know the history, is that the Aldeans, they were, when they had the power of the Titans, they were pretty much killed, and they destroyed, like they mass genocide, and the Malians are one of the people that were suffering at the hands of the Aldeans and killed them. And they were seen as tyrants, but now it's kind of a reverse thing where people last season thought that the Malians were those wretched, horrid people that, you know, that wanted war and destruction, but they were actually just trying to fight back and pretty much do the same thing the Aldeans did. They wanted to take power for themselves. But I love the fact that they kind of humanized the Malians to show their perspective. They showed that they're just normal people as well. People who just have everyday lives. Even though they've kind of got like a hierarchy in the society, you can see that the Aldeans kind of have like a reminiscent style to how the Jews were kept in Germany. You know, with the armbands. You know, they've got the armbands. Yeah. To signify where they were. Yeah. And they're viewed as second-class citizens in Mali. So it was cool to see Reiner's story, to see that he wanted redemption for his mom and himself, because he wanted himself to be a full Malian so him and his mom can be saved. But his dad, obviously a full Malian, didn't want people knowing that he had actually fathered a kid to an Aldean, to a second-class citizen. Which is kind of, it's weird for me to see it, because for some reason I felt like it reminded me of Schindler's List. You remember watching the movie Schindler's List?
Yeah.
Like masterpiece from Steven Spielberg. I think I watched this in school. Did you watch it at school as well?
Nah, I just watched it because I think it was a couple of years back.
Yeah. Oh man, I studied it for English. One of my favorite movies, and everything about it was so reminiscent, because it's the theme of their clothes. The clothes, like they've got cheese cutters. They've got like this real kind of 1930s, 1940s
like
kind of
trench coats and everything.
Yeah, trench coats and everything. And the Malian army, they kind of look like the Gestapo. Gestapo were the German, pretty much the German enforcers, policemen, the worst of the worst. Which got, and the thing I like about it is that from the very first episode, flowing into Declaration of War, is they did really well to keep us just mainly focused the whole time on the Malians. And like you said, out of nowhere, like Eren shows up. You know what I mean? And that just threw everything free. That just blew my mind.
Yeah,
I remember I was sitting in the lounge, and Liz was watching her own thing, and she felt me jolt her, and I was like, bro, I couldn't believe this is how they. This is when Brown ran up to Eren and tried to pick him up, and I was like, you sly bastards! You try to make Eren look like he was just a normal guy, but shit, I know what Eren looks like. But yeah, that's what I wanted to comment more so, is that they did a brilliant job to bridge episode 1 through to the latest episode story wise. Yeah, me and Timber had a little argument in our thing in our group chat, because he is a Eren fanboy, president of the Eren fanboy club, and I am a friend of Reiner. And to be honest, like, do you like what is it? Okay, before I tell you my gripes with how the Aldeans and Levi and them were introduced in that, like, why do you steadfastly hold on to the fact that Eren, that you don't care about the Malians? And
I mean, that doesn't mean that I don't care about the Malians.
yeah.
I mean, I think the argument was like, it was either Reiner or Eren. Like, who would I back? Like, I reckon Reiner just. The reason why I go with Eren is because Eren's kind of like a one track. Like, when his mind is set on something, he's gonna try and achieve it, even though he might like get his arm cut off, or he might like lose a limb or something along the way. Like, he's just committed to it. But like, Reiner, like, bro, he shut down. Like, he shut down. He could have maybe saved a lot of people if he had kind of like snapped out of the fact that he was, because he was real guilty of what happened. He's just caught up. Yeah, he was just real caught up about the guilt, and I think that's the only reason why. Plus, I don't want Eren to die, man. But yeah, I think the funny thing is that after this 4 episode focus on the Malians and the Titans over there, and then having Eren and them come in and start slaughtering everybody, that really does like question like who are actually the good guys now.
Yeah, because when the Tybers, which is the family that was concealing the Warhammer Titan, the leader, the head, actually made a good point. That, and it was cool to actually see him announce and tell the world what really happened. That the king, that the actual king of the Aldeans he was tired of the mass slaughter, the genocide of the war that he was constantly pursuing with the power that he had, that he wanted to make a hero to stop everything, and for him just to stay with his own people where they are. And it was cool to see kind of it tie from there. But my thing that my gripe is with how they introduced Levi in them. I didn't like the fact that, and keep in mind, like, this is my perspective, is that you gotta remember, these aren't just regular Titans. This is the Beast Titan, the Cart Titan, the Warhammer Titan, the Armor Titan. And the thing is that if you see all the prior crew and stuff, you see Coney and all of them, and it's like they've become much more powerful than just these Titans, because they're not regular. I'd understand if it's regular Titans, but they seem so much OP than what they were before.
Yeah.
And what I feel confused is that, bro, you guys are coming up against legit war Titans. These are Titans that 1,000 times better than just those big body that just walk around and eat people. These are the kind of Titans that you don't want to run around. And then when the Jaw Titan was about to get sliced up, remember that scene? He was about to get sliced up from Levi and them, and he was calling them, wow, these are the devils of the Aldeans.
Yeah.
And one thing he said, like, stuck with me, is when he said, what are you guys doing? I'm a Titan. But the thing is, they weren't scared. They were just charging on through to kill him. That's the only thing I disliked, is that they made them so OP that they didn't flinch once. You know, they weren't scared of the Beast Titan and it's a far cry from what it was like before. Maybe it's because they've been immune now, because they've trained and they know what they're gonna do.
That's what I was gonna say, yeah.
But I just didn't like the way it happened. I wanted them to struggle more, at least. You know, kind of struggle to fight, because these are the pinnacle Titans. These are the Titans these are the war Titans. These are the ones that are gonna mess you up real bad. But I just didn't like the way that they made them so OP. That's the only thing. Do you agree with that, or do you like the way that they've just pretty much come and just dominated? I understand Levi and Mikasa, like they should be the two outliers, because we seen what Levi done to the Beast Titan last season. But we're talking about like how the rest of the group was introduced. Like, do you think that they were too OP, or do you think that it was kind of it balances out for some reason?
No, I actually agree with you. You know, Levi and Mikasa are the only exceptions, because you know they're different. But you know, the other guys, man, like they're Asian. They just showed no fear, man. Yeah. Everyone else, and like, you know, I don't know. Do you know how long the time skip was?
It must be a while, because it looked, judging from how old Eren looks, it must have been it must be a couple of years, because they did send scouts. They were sending like scouts. I remember them saying there was a couple of years that they've kept sending scouts over to the Aldean island, and the ships kept getting destroyed. So based on that, it must be a couple of years time skip.
So man, like I agree with you. I think with Titans like that, man, they should have struggled a little bit more.
They should.
I think even Mikasa and Levi should have struggled a little bit, in my opinion. Because I mean, the Beast Titan is the only Titan that they've seen before, so Levi already knows and it can already expect something. Like he already knows what to expect from the Beast Titan. But they've never met the other two.
I know the Cart Titan. I think they've seen the Cart Titan. Yeah, the Cart Titan saved.
Oh, that's right.
The Beast.
Yeah,
but they didn't. But see Warhammer.
They didn't really. They didn't really have like a confrontation. They didn't. They never met the Jaw as well. Yeah, like you know,
that was that belonged to someone else. Who was Ymir? Was it Ymir?
Yeah,
she's the one that died, and then thing took up. But that's. I just don't like the fact that they were so OP, man. That just definitely killed the vibe for me. And I wanted, maybe the manga readers know, and they're probably laughing at us, because they're like, man, these people don't know.
They don't know what's gonna happen.
But I would have loved the Beast Titan and Levi, their own episode where they're just going back and forth. But for Levi, just to end the Beast Titan, because the Beast Titan, like, he screams,
calls him out,
and then the next scene, bro, he's on the floor. Next scene, he kissed the floor, bro. That's like, bro, you're the Beast Titan, man. His warriors refer to him as there's a name that they give him. Chief? It's like the gifted one or something. Chief. No. Oh, yeah, it is the chief, but the prodigy. Yeah. The generals call him a prodigy, and that's because he's actually a prodigy. But I just when they're seeing the split second and then he kisses the floor, I was like, bro, it's not like this, man. I don't want to watch this fight, man. That's boring.
You know what though? I think maybe they've planned something. Maybe. I don't think the Beast Titan will just stand there and get cut up like that, man.
Get sliced there, yeah.
There has to be something. He must have maybe already escaped. He might have just his Titan might have just been standing there, and Levi didn't really, thing, and he's already gone. But who knows? I don't think it'll be that easy to take him down.
Yeah,
surely. And now with Reiner active now, like man, anything can happen now, man.
And Reiner looks way different. Like
he does.
The Reiner's thing form.
Yeah.
He looks very different.
It's like he's more Reiner than the Titan.
Yeah. It's gonna be epic to see, man, because the whole entire time, bro, I wasn't rooting for the Aldeans. I was rooting for the Malians the whole time.
Really?
Just because I seen so much destruction, and then it took me over the edge when I seen that little kid. This is the one that who's your favorite character? The one who keeps crying again? Armin. Yeah. When Armin kind of there's a shot where Armin looks and there's a little kid that's pretty much squashed between a rock, which is he's kind of half dead and he's kind of trying to say something.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, this is I hate seeing innocent people die. the same feeling I had was the same feeling I had in my stomach when we first watched the first episode, when the Colossal Titan
right.
and them smashed through and then the innocents were dying.
Yeah.
I just don't like having the innocents involved. And when I seen Colossal just go up and just he pretty much destroyed everyone by transforming, I was just like, bro, I just hate including civilians. But it's war, you know. When it comes to war, you die.
Yeah, man.
There's so much to talk about, but I think we should make this a weekly catch up. So I think for anime segment, we will squash in Attack on Titan.
Definitely have to, man.
Because it's its last season, and it's the hottest anime out right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, for any manga readers out there, do not spoil it for anyone else. And if you guys like Attack on Titan, feel free to let us know in our comments below. This will go up on this segment will go up on YouTube, definitely
Yep.
definitely on YouTube.